What's up, you guys, back with another video, and in this video today we're talking about how to make your hair even more curlier, because just having a curly hair is not enough. We want it to be more curlier, and I have learned few things over the year that has helped me personally have a even more curlier hair. So in this video, that's what I'm gonna share with you guys, and hopefully it works for you guys too and you guys find it useful. So without any further ado, we get right into it, because I don't like to keep y'all waiting and I love getting right into the point. So you want to have curly hair. Even if you already have curly hair, there are times when you want it to be even more curlier, because just having a curly hair is not enough. There can be multiple reasons that it might be, and you want it to be curlier. Well, I just have the right thing for you that you can try right now, from now, that will help you make your curls even more curlier. So number one thing that you can do to make your curls even more curlier and make it stand out is have a proper wash routine. Now what I mean by that is, there is washing your hair and there is properly washing your hair. Now there's like a huge difference in this. Just washing your hair without actually knowing how to take care of your hair is gonna damage your hair and you're not gonna like it. Whereas in properly washing your hair, knowing what you're doing is going to help your hair tremendously. And when it comes to curly hair, I think it is a lot harder to take care of curly hairs than straight hair. Not saying it's easy to take care of either hair types. However, with curly hair, you have to be more careful, as you could ruin your curls. Alright, so moving on to number two is to use products. Now, let me just say this, way back, a few years back, I hated curly hairs, and I always tried anything to not have curly hairs. I just hated it, so I try to make my hair as straight as possible. I try to straighten it. I try to wear tight hats to make it straight. However, it was just damaging. I did not realize it at that point, but sooner or later I started accepting my curls and I just started liking it, and I think overall it suits me better. So I stayed with my natural curly hair. And one of the things that helped me get to that point and actually like my curls was that I actually learned to take care of it. And one of the reasons was that I started using products. Back then I never even thought about using products. I hated products because I only thought of them as a bad, harmful thing to your hair. However, as I started using some that actually worked for me, I started liking it, and it really helps to make your curls stand out and overall happier hair. Now I do understand that it is so hard to find the right products to use for your hair, because even myself, before I started using the product that I use right now, I was googling, I was on YouTube watching every video trying to find the product that people recommended for my hair. However, I never actually took their advice, or more to say, I never actually found any products, because a lot of the products that other people recommended on YouTube, it was not available in my area. So I had to personally go look for this stuff, try different kind of hair products to actually find out which actually worked for me. And I gotta say, eventually I found one, but I don't think that's the healthy and the fastest way to find the right product for you. The fastest way, I think, is to ask somebody who knows what product they use and it works for them. Like, for example, your barber, your hairstylist, they know what products work for you. So if you ask them, they can really give you an idea of what kind of hair products to buy. So I think, and not only think, I know that using the right products helps your hair a lot. So I also want to point out that a lot of the product that I used in my previous videos, like for example these, a lot of you guys pointed out that these are very expensive. Even when I bought these two combined were like $100, which was like crazy to me. So I understand it can be a bit of expensive to find good quality hair products, but fear not, because there are a lot of cheaper options that is really good for your hairs that I personally tried and have worked for me. For example, Camelo, you can use Cantu hair product. These are really good for curly hairs, and these are cheap. Also, these are very accessible. You can find these in any general store, dollar store, your local store, Targets. These are really easy to find. So if you have a hard time finding good quality products and they're too expensive, well, you got this option. Also, I got the Sia Moisture. You can use these too. So these are a lot of the cheaper options that you can use yourself. A lot of people get this wrong. A lot of people mess up at this part, and this is probably one of the most important part to have a curly hair, is to properly apply hair products. Now, a lot of people think that you can just apply it however you want, which I don't really necessarily agree with. I mean, there isn't really a rule for how to apply it to your hair. So, for example, instead of just taking the products and applying it anywhere, just going messy, there is a proper way, which I have shown in my previous videos. So, applying your products in a right way can help your curls and your hair a lot. The difference it makes when you start noticing them is big. So start using them in a proper way, start applying them in a proper way. You don't want to go messy on your hair. The more you take care of it, the more careful you are, the better your hair is going to look. So learn to properly apply the hair product onto your hair, and your hair is going to look amazing. Moving on to the next step is twisting your hair. Now, this seems very obvious, that if there are some part of your hair that is not as curly as like a lot of the parts, you can basically twist your hair. Now, this technique I've discovered just years ago. I did not know I could do that. However, when I started doing it, I was like amazed at the result. So what I mean by twisting your hair is, if you did not already know, there are going to be some part of your hair that is not going to be as curly as the other parts. Or if you really want your hair to be even more curlier, you can use your finger to twist your hair. Now, to show you how I do it is, I take one of my finger and I take a string of hair, and what you want to do is you want to take your finger and you want to wrap the hair around your finger like that. In this motion, twist it, and you're going to gently pull it outward like that. It's going to rotate. Repeat that process to every place that you want your hair to be curlier. And I think this technique is something that everybody should know. And one of the great thing about this is you don't actually have to use heat. Whereas if you know about this, I don't know what they're called, but they use heat. They're like electronic. They use heat to make your hair even more curlier. That is great. However, I don't like heat that much. So I think this hair twisting technique is a lot more better and a lot more healthier option for me. That's what I do. And if you guys don't know that, you guys should start using them. It will make a big difference in your. Okay, so the last tip that I have for you to make your curls even more curlier is you gotta trim your hair. You don't want to go months and months without trimming your hair. Now, when I mean trimming, I don't actually mean getting a haircut or cutting your hair. What I mean by trimming is cutting the edges of your hair, because those are the part that is going to be messy, and there's going to be like little string of hair poking out. These things, I hate them. Even if your hair and your curls are good, if you have those things, it's gonna ruin your whole haircut, and you want to get rid of them. So if you go to your barber or hairstylist, ask them to have those edges cut. Now, you can do this yourself. It is so much cheaper, I think, to learn it yourself and do it than to go to barber every month for it. So you can learn it yourself. Sometime I do it myself. If I don't want to, if I don't feel like it, if I want to spend the money, then I'll go to my barber. However, you should trim your hair every month. If you don't like that, you can trim your hair every 2 months. So those are the few techniques that you can do to make your hair curlier and make your curls pop up. So start using them. Alright you guys, I hope this video helped you and you learned something new. If you guys have any other questions, or if you guys want me to make a video on any other topic, please let me know, comment down below. I'll make sure to get to that. But other than that, until next video, I'll see you guys there.